Hey guys, Grumpy here in the middle of an achievement run. I wish I recorded this from the start. I'm going for Honor and Life at Circassia. Complete the Honor Before Life journal entry. The Honor Before Life journal entry says that Russia does not have the state Cuban. Cuban is this state right above me. Russia declared war on me. I got the return Cubans maneuver and then also asked for the Baltic governance. So, I really wish I recorded this from the start so I can show you guys what I did, but I can talk through it and then I'll probably record a longer video showing off the step-by-steps. So, as Circassians, you start with a 20-year truce with Russia, so basically you are heavily incentivized to build up your nation before that 20-year truce is over, because after that, Circassia will be annexed. If you secure land in other areas of the world, which I did, secured some land in Africa. If Circassia is full annexed, the game won't end, but you will have to deal with non-homeland territories, so you're gonna have all kinds of penalties here. So at the very start of the game, what I did was delete all of my army except for one soldier, and then I did a treaty with the Ottoman Empire for wood and fabric. From there, I was able to build my construction sector. After that, I built up my industrial center, going for iron and coal, as well as a few industries, namely paper mills and a food industry. After that, I shopped around Europe to see if I can get more goods. Eventually, I found the French as an ally, or not an actual alliance, but I got a really good treaty with the French Republic. They were able to guarantee my independence, as well as Prussia was able to guarantee my independence, and I think Denmark was able to guarantee my independence. The truce ran out between me and Russia. However, for a very long time, they didn't attack me, and I think that was because of my guarantees. In the middle of all that, I took colonial ideas so that I could spread into Africa. I conquered. I can show that. I took colonial exploitation because I don't have the admin to core these states. So I took over Dahomey so I can get a foothold in Africa. And then I also started colonizing all around the area. I found great success taking over Ethiopia. I would strongly recommend, if you're a smaller nation, to take over Ethiopia. It's a bunch of like one province miners. They have like three troops. So even with a small navy and line infantry, you're going to naval invade them and take them over. This land is extremely rich. First of all, they build a lot of crops for you. So as soon as you land and you take it over, those crops get sold on the open market to your manor houses and financial districts. So you get 100K per per building here. So if you take over the land, then you're going to be well rewarded. Um, After that, or I guess I should also talk about technology. What I would strongly recommend is that you focus on getting your Miltex. So getting general staff. Well, you need general staff at a minimum as you get closer to the truce ending. Having skirmish infantry against line is so important because of that defensive bonus that you get. And I would only recommend building skirms. I wouldn't recommend building any artillery or building any kind of um, cavalry. They just cost too much. It's just not worth it. For society texts, empiricism is very important into dialectics so that you can get your education up. Um, Not much else is important in society. You do have modern sewage here, which will help with your infrastructure and getting more out of your construction. but that's not a high priority. And then for society text, or sorry, for production text, atmospheric engine and water tube boiler are super critical because you have a bunch of iron. You have a bunch of iron, coal, and lead in your starting state, and then also iron and coal here as well. There's a gold field here. I don't know if that's going to turn into a gold mine. I'm not sure if that's how that works. But I was shocked that it popped up because you don't start with that. I should ask for North Caucasus. Oh, whoa. I'm discovering all these new things. I should ask for all this down here. Oh, well, I was just focused on completing the journal entry. But anyway, that's the technology. As far as laws go, I already talked about colonial exploitation. Your laws are pretty good for the most part. You do start with slavery banned. I got rid of that, but honestly, if your land owners are in power, it doesn't really matter. The game is either going to end very quickly or you're going to defeat Russia. And then if you want to keep playing, then sure, you can depower your landowners. But that's going to happen naturally, just given that most of your money is going to come from your mines and then also whatever urban buildings you build. So eventually the landowners will be depowered anyway. What else? What else? Oh, I joined the French market. Let's see if I can see where it was. I joined the French market, maybe here. Super important. Join a great powers market because that'll shore up all of your shortages, and it shifts how you build your economy. So I have a lot of relics of a pre-great market, union, a great power market union. So I have intermediate goods like explosives, which will be good when I switch over to steel frame. But basically, this production chain, fertilizer plant into explosives into munitions. You don't need fertilizer plants or explosives. You can just build straight munitions. Similarly, like these shipyards and the mill shipyards, useless. France is going to have their own shipyards and you're competing against France. If you can produce it cheaper, sure, because then you can exploit the market. But France is going to have so many of these that it just doesn't make sense. Motor industries, for the same reason, you don't need that if you're part of somebody's market. Steel is important. I produce steel cheap, so I will keep this. But yeah, there's a lot of things here that I really don't need. I can nationalize them and dismiss them, so my workers focus on a few industries. I'm just gonna leave it as is, let the market take care of it. Um, so um, joining a great powers market as quickly as possible, super important. You can do that by going to power blocks, look at all blocks, and see whoever is a trade league. Usually France will accept you, so what you want to do is draft a treaty with them, and then there'll be an option to join their power block, offer them whatever they want, investment rights, trade privileges. Sometimes you can do non-colonization agreements, which is really powerful. Um, and you can exploit goods, good trades. If you go to goods, trade goods. Okay, I can't see it here for some reason. Okay. For some reason, I can't trade goods. But anyway, what you want to look for are... Hold on. I have to be able to negotiate a treaty. What? Oh, can you not trade goods if you're part of somebody's market? Or, huh? I've never noticed that before. Okay. Well, anyway, you want to look on the left side is going to be your balance. On the right side is going to be their balance. You want to look for anything where they have a really high balance because they'll be more than happy to give that to you, which can increase your opinion in the trade deal. Good targets are like lumber, um, grain can be good, fabrics can be really good, clothing, just really, really common goods. Trade those with them or demand them from them, and then that'll increase the likelihood that they accept your trade. Anyway, for the rest of this, I'm gonna let it play out. For the war with Russia, what I did, obviously, I raised my troops here. I got a ton of conscripts. Um, they're all skirmish infantry. I'm paying through the nose for these troops. You really need your morale recovery because Russia just has tons and tons and tons of manpower, so they're going to be fighting you constantly. You need to be ready for every single battle, otherwise, you very quickly get overwhelmed. Over here, what I did was I launched a naval invasion on the east coast of Russia to divert their troops' attention, set all of my generals to rapid advance. The way you do that is you create imaginary horses, set everyone to rapid advance, and then you can delete the horses before they're built. And then they were able to spread all the way from the East Coast, and now they're in like the Urals, and then pretty soon they're going to punch through and get to Ingra. As soon as you take their capital, that's pretty much going to end the war immediately. And then down here, originally we were set to defense, but we've drew down all of their manpower. They're very pathetic at this point. And I set these troops to rapid advance, mostly because I want to destroy some of the battalions. It would probably be better just to do advance, but I don't want to bleed completely out before the war ends. So I'm just gonna go rapid advance, kill off some of my own battalions, and then hopefully lower this deficit. Prussia was an ally. Super important that you get Prussia to guarantee your independence because they're absurdly strong and they're able to hold the front against Russia. Austria is also good, but Prussia is just a little better in my opinion. They're usually more military focused because of their companies. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and unpause the game, and then we're going to watch us land in Ingra together. Yeah, Russia is basically like the sword of Damocles hanging out. Very, very nerve-wracking for most of the game because you never know when they're going to declare on you. But Russia's completely scattered at this point. Look at look at this front. Incredible. All right, and there we go. So Russia capitulated. We get the United Baltic provinces. We are able to successfully reunite with Cuban. And as soon as I unpause, that should... Oh, wait, sorry. We need to complete the... We need to wait for the journal entry to complete. And that should take over when the week ends. Honor before life completed. Honor before life successfully completed. You get massive bonuses. This is crazy. Oh, that's what we had. That's insane. 50% home defenses, 15% offense, 25% enforce it. That's crazy. And that gets replaced with prestige, universal pop political strength, and +1. That's trash. You can get industrialist throughput and technology from military spread, or you can get Ottoman relations. We're gonna go ahead and modernize, which will complete the event, the journal entry, and then also uh, give us the achievement. So I am going to end it here. From here, what you can do is just continue to modernize. You will always have the technology. Well, you won't always, but usually you have the technology advantage against Russia. It's very hard for them to pass. Um, what is it? Their bureaucracy, their institutions, their educational institutions. So as a small nation, you can get the upper hand. Um, yeah, a lot of fun. Again, just seek allies through great powers, and if you can, join one of their markets. Get a foothold in Africa. There's a ton of resources here. You're gonna get paid out beautifully for each one of these little tiny states. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. Other than that, Grumpy out.